guys, and welcome back to another video. This is the first real Arkham moment. Not the Joker intro, not the escort scene, this. It's the first time Arkham forces you to stop moving forward. Up to now, you've just walked down hallways. Suddenly, the game says no. Look at the space. And from this point forward, Arkham becomes a vertical game. Here's what's cool about intensive treatment. You're in the most open interior area you've seen so far, but almost all of it is functionally off limits. Ahead of you is the big central room. Glass offices, metal staircases, upper control boost but you can't see, but can't reach. There are vents running along the walls that do not yet connect to playable routes. There are destructible walls you don't have the explosive gel for yet. Entire balconies visible above you. All of it basically saying, this building already exists. You're just not allowed to use it yet. And Arkham keeps doing this throughout the walk to medical, teasing spatial freedom without giving it to you. Look to your right as you pass the security desk. Fully modelled computers, coffee cups left out mid-shift, chairs kicked crooked like someone stood up in a hurry. None of this is interactable, but is selling story. This place was functional seconds before Joker took over. There's no battle damage yet, just sudden abandonment. That makes it creepier than destruction would. And right here on the left, this sealed doorway. You can't open it now, but this leads to later predator rooms and puzzle routes. You're walking past actual future gameplay. This space is real, not fake. Speedrunners have used camera clipping to peek into this area early. You can see the later enemy spawns sitting idle. Gargoyle placements already exist. Vent networks sit complete, just blocked by invisible collision gates. This is where Joker's dialogue starts to matter. He isn't cracking jokes right now. He talks slowly, mockingly. He owns the building tonally before he physically owns it. His voice echoing down sterile hallways establishes scale, and Arkham keeps his speech diegetic. It comes from actual speakers in the environment, so the sound becomes positional. As you move, Joker shifts location around you. His voice is a literal environmental object. This corridor is one of the most subtly effective choke points in the entire game. You move from the open hub to a tight tunnel. The lighting shifts colder, more shadows, fewer overhead fixtures. The floor tiles change texture, less glossy, more worn. This is Arkham quietly telling you you're leaving admin and entering treatment space, where bad things have happened before Joker even showed up.
Whatever you say, Bat.
The ZAS recording here is the first pure horror note Arkham plays. No Joker quips, no guard chatter, just serial killer psychopathy echoing off white walls, and it's optional. Arkham doesn't force you to listen to it, but if you do, you're rewarded with a tonal shift. This isn't a silly comic book asylum. This is a real, violent institution with a horrific past. Inside this rounded glass observation chamber, note how every chair faces inward, like an interrogation circle. This isn't just hallway decoration. It's an environmental story about control, surveillance, containment, people watching from every direction. And when Joker takes over, that power dynamic flips. Batman becomes the watcher. Right before Medical's entry, look up. You can already see gargoyle silhouettes through the windows of upcoming rooms. They aren't usable yet, but they exist. The game is already visually foreshadowing Predator gameplays coming. So even before stealth, your eyes are being trained to search the ceiling. These guards aren't aggressive, they're unsettled. Talking about that bat guy. This is the first time the guards act like prey, which is important, because they don't treat Batman like a hero, they treat him like a rumor. And you hear these voice lines while physically unable to attack yet. You're listening to enemies talk about you, and you have to wait. This builds tension. As you enter medical, notice the shift immediately. Room size increases, ceiling height expands, lighting dims, ambient noise deepens. There's no combat yet. just the architecture adjusting itself to the mechanics about to appear. This is Arkham prepping the battlefield quietly. When you finally step fully inside, now the gargoyles light up. The game hasn't told you what these mean yet, but the camera instinctively looks upward, because you learned to earlier, starting with that first Riddler trophy. This entire walkthrough has trained your muscle memory. Enemies step into the arena chatting casually, and here's the genius. The guards arrive on the floor plane. Batman exists on the ceiling. Two worlds layered vertically.
I can't believe it.
They literally cannot see the game you're playing. You're above the rules. And nothing tells you to move, no prompt. Your tension is self-generated. Patience starts to feel dangerous. And this is the moment longer than any previous gameplay pause. And right here's the core lesson. Batman doesn't win the first Predator encounter because of skill, but because the game taught you how to observe during that silent walk from intensive to medical. That walk taught you to look upward, slow down, read rooms before entering, and notice shadows, all without a single forced tutorial pop-up. So yeah, this whole section, starting with that first riddle, isn't really about collectibles. It's a stealth tutorial, hidden inside environmental storytelling. Arkham doesn't train you through text, it trains you through architecture, and that quiet walk to medical is where you slowly stop playing a superhero and start thinking like Batman. Medical's hallways are the game teaching tension through denial. They're wide enough to feel exposed, but narrow enough to trap you. And what's cool is how Arkham already starts teasing off-route access here. If you explore hard enough, you'll notice locked gate sections and sealed corridors leading deeper into medical that you can't access. Areas clearly meant for later upgrades. But the geometry is all finished. The spaces physically exist before the designers let you use them, which means you're technically standing next to future content. It's genius environmental design. The building isn't unlocking itself. Batman is unlocking his ability to navigate it. Most players don't fully notice the fully modeled vents. Many of these vents don't connect to anything yet. They don't lead to puzzle rooms or collectibles at this stage. They exist solely to teach a lesson. Verticality is constant in Arkham. Even when vents or ledges aren't immediately useful, they're visible. So your eyes are always scanning upwards. You're being trained where to look before the Predator mechanics properly begin. The game is nudging you to think in 3 dimensions. Here's something really cool. Some experienced players have noticed that you can actually peek into later medical sections way earlier than intended, by manipulating camera angles near locked gates. You can sometimes see later riddle puzzles, finished Predator rooms not yet activated, and vent networks fully constructed, but temporarily gated. They don't feel fake, they're really there. The asylum exists as one fully cohesive structure from the start, which subtly sells the immersion. It feels less like level segments and more like a real building you're gradually conquering. And Joker's voice hits differently than it does later, because he's not speaking over chaos yet, he's echoing over silence. There's delay in the hallways. His laughter ricochets off tile walls and empty rooms. That audio design isn't just flavour, it's psychological pacing. Joker's voice is the only thing filling the void right now, which means when he stops talking, the asylum becomes uncomfortably quiet. No music kicks in to save you, just HVAC hum, footsteps, the distant squeak of a loose wheelchair. And these guards, they're real nervous. None of that tough guy machismo yet. Their idle voice lines are filled with uncertainty. You think Batman's real? You think he's actually in there? These aren't soldiers, they're guys who broke in expecting easy chaos, and they're already regretting it. Notice how you're allowed to get extremely close to them without triggering anything? This is before official Predator mechanics begin. The game lets you stand just behind corners, listen unseen from vents, waiting. Arkham understands that fear doesn't start when you attack, it starts when you hold back from attacking. Detective mode feels borderline unsafe to use. It reveals everything, but instead of giving comfort, it makes everything too visible. Seeing skeletons through walls ruins depth perception. which is actually perfect. You're learning that tech shouldn't replace instinct. Batman uses it tactically, not constantly. It just lets you feel the mistake of overexposure. So yeah, this entire stretch of Arkham from that first Riddler trophy to this first Predator room is one extended tutorial in atmospheric discipline. No explosions, no boss fights. Just layered environmental storytelling, decent subtle audio design, and intentional pacing. You're not taught how to fight yet, you're taught how to wait and observe. How to treat the asylum like a puzzle box instead of a hallway shooter. And once you understand that, Arkham never lets go of that tension again. This stretch teaches you Batman doesn't conquer rooms by force, he conquers them by patience. And honestly, this is why Medical might quietly be one of the most important locations in the game. Not because of what happens, but because of how little happens. And how much you feel before the loud music, before the boss fights, before the chaos with Bane. Right here is where Arkham teaches you what fear really looks like, before you enter the morgue. Anyway guys, I'll see you next time.
Why does he need the doctors? I've got to save them.